HBO Max has been getting absolutely bullied. They're getting swirlies and noogies and wet willies. They're just getting treated worse than a glory hole at a gas station bathroom, all because their parent company decided to force them into a marriage with another streaming platform called Discovery Plus. And just in case you don't know what's going on, I'll give you the cliff notes real quick just to catch you up to speed. Basically, Warner Brothers decided they wanted to combine with Discovery, so they came together, made one platform called Warner Bros. Discovery, and then since both of those platforms have streaming platforms underneath them, HBO Max and Discovery Plus, they forced those two to come together as well to form one mega streaming platform that is yet to be named. I kind of hope they go with Discovery Max. I think that sounds kind of cool, at least out of the options that they do have. But typically that wouldn't be a big issue, two streaming platforms coming together. It shouldn't cause much hoopla. It's just, a bigger catalog all in one place. Maybe like an increase in price, but that's unknown still as of yet. So why exactly is this an issue, I hear you ask from the back? Well, let me tell you. HBO Max's CEO is gone. He's out of here. He just took the money and ran, I guess. And now the new CEO of this new streaming platform is going to be the CEO of Discovery, named David Zaslav, who I think looks like a grown-up version of Bling Bling Boy. I know it's uncalled for, but come on, man. The resemblance is just uncanny. But all childish jokes aside, the reason this is bad, especially for HBO Max and their content they're producing, is because, if you didn't know, Discovery... Sorry, I'm a bit burpy today, but Discovery is full of reality TV shows like Home Improvement kind of stuff, Deadliest Catch, etc. And then HBO Max is full of fictional content like the cartoon series Harley Quinn, as well as Peacemaker, a bunch of other DC shows, and Game of Thrones, etc., etc. So, the CEO that is going to be over all of this stuff, he really likes reality TV. He says pretty much that he hates scripted shows and movies. He's not into that whatsoever. And on top of him not liking the HBO Max catalog already, he's a very by-the-numbers, very strict, cutthroat businessman. He's practically a real-life supervillain. So, what do you do when you're this cold and calculated and you already don't like the content that's on a platform you just acquired? Well, you start cutting shows and you start getting rid of them. And oh boy, that is what he is doing already. They've got rid of countless shows and movies, some of them very quietly, and then some of them not so quietly, like Batgirl, for example. You've probably heard of this. Batgirl, the movie that was already finished, had $90 million pumped into it, just got canned, like that. Kicked it out to the curb. He said, we are not releasing this. We can, use it as a tax write-off and then go buy a yacht or something with it. Maybe some jet skis to go along. But we're not releasing this movie. And it wasn't like this was an indie film. They had a pretty star-studded cast on here. They had Leslie Grace playing Batgirl, Brendan Fraser, Michael Keaton coming back to play Batman, and then J.K. Simmons. So this wasn't no puny little movie. They canned what was probably going to be a decent movie, at least halfway decent, because, Brendan Fraser, the Mummy, come on. So the reason I brought up the point of the whole evil CEO taking away your shows like the Grinch stealing presents on Christmas is because he can do exactly that. If he doesn't think a show's going to perform well, or he doesn't like the idea of the show because he wants to replace it with a reality TV show, he can just yoink it and get rid of it, toss it in the garbage can. Much like Batgirl. That thing, once again, was already finished. All they had to do was press the big shiny launch button, and then the movie would be out there to watch. But instead, he decided to get rid of it and use it as a tax write-off. So, needless to say, it doesn't seem like anything is safe on HBO Max moving forward. And unless you're a huge fan of Discovery Plus already, and you're loving the reality TV shows they're pumping out, and you want them to add like a Bigfoot hunting TV show to the mix, you maybe should start sweating, Maybe you should feel a bit worried about your favorite show just getting threw out back in Old Yellard, because that's a possibility now. And just in case you think there's no method to the madness, he does have his reasons. Once again, like I said, he's a cold, calculated, just money-making machine running through that money, trying to get it like the Monopoly man. The reason he's, taking away these kind of shows, one is because he likes reality TV, because it's far easier and less money to make, and that's what he likes. He likes money, like Mr. Krabs, money, money, money. So naturally, he's gonna love the type of shows that cost less money to make, as well as movies. Although he kind of says he doesn't like movies in the first place because they're scripted, he's a fan of unscripted stuff, going back to reality TV shows, because they make more money on less money. He just really enjoys high profit margins while not having to put a lot of money in to begin with, which is why he really likes reality TV, because all you have to do is give some bozo a camera and then go put it in front of a reality TV star and then film away. Unlike creating a movie or like a superhero kind of thing like Peacemaker, where you have to get a bunch of CGI, script it out, all this kind of stuff. Reality TV is far simpler to make, that's just the facts. And it probably does have higher profit margins, if we're being real. So naturally, him being the business, money, 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 penny pincher type of dude that he is, he's going to opt for what makes him more money. That's just common sense. And this article here says that since the merger back in April, the company has already cut back $825 million worth of content, which that is absolutely crazy. And it seems like 90 million of that came from one project, Batgirl, which was already done and probably would have made back most of that money, maybe even some more, but I guess he didn't want to gamble on it. He wanted to just get rid of it. You know, he loves those tax write-offs. Right here it even says, is most likely to use removed or canceled content as tax write-off and recoup some of those investments during hard economic times. So this man is really just he's using tax write-offs on every show that he thinks could not make money or hasn't made money. So he's just getting rid of it, using it as a tax write-off, and then he's going to go buy like a Bugatti to go ride with Andrew Tate or something. And here's a goofy little slide from Warner Brothers' earnings call last week where they talked about the differences between the two platforms, I presume to see how they could best move forward and which shows they should cancel next. The slide says unique and complementary HBO Max is male-skewed, scripted, lean-in, appointment viewing, home of fandoms, and Discovery Plus is female-skewed, unscripted, lean back, comfort viewing, and home of genredoms. So I guess what they're saying here is that women just like worse content objectively. They they can't handle the big brain concepts going on in scripted shows, so they stick to watching unscripted reality shows on Discovery Plus. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to talk about is the merger and the results of that merger, which could be kind of detrimental to the HBO Max fan base if they do start cutting out these shows left and right. Now, I wouldn't say you have to worry about the big names like Peacemaker, Harry Potter, etc. You know what they are, the big names. They're probably not in any risk of getting canceled because they're making money. But if they stop making money, you better be holding on to your trousers, because there's a good chance that old Zolasphus is going to cut those puppies out. I guess the best way to end this video off would be with a quote that perfectly sums up Warner Brothers Discovery. It's nothing personal, just business. That's why we canned your TV show or movie that you worked so desperately hard on. But hey, look at this sick pontoon the tax write-off bought me. Pretty dope, huh?